Welcome to another week of Turnpike Sports. I'm Dave Weishuttle, and as always, I am joined by co-host and producer Doug Weishuttle. Doug, what's up?
Well, let's see. We have the start of the preseason season for NFL football.
I love this. I love this time of year. You know, you get to see your team, but you don't get to see the players who are actually on your team with it as the future UPS delivery men of the.
It's the time of year when you get to see the guys before they start asking you if you want fries with that.
Yeah, right.
But, you know, it's always
better
great.
Athletes than I ever will be, by the way. I'm not downplaying their achievements, by the way.
No, we're just downplaying the games that they're playing. And you know what? It's one of those things. Every year, everyone complains about being charged to go see a preseason game.
Sure.
We're going to go do it.
Well, yeah, I actually took a look at the every year we go to the Eagles-Jets preseason because, you know, we live in New Jersey and they're either playing in the Meadowlands or in Philadelphia, which is an easy ride both ways. But I noticed that they're in Philadelphia this year and the price of the preseason game has gone up because, you know, the curse of winning the Super Bowl, which, you know, it's great. I love being an Eagles fan winning the Super Bowl, but, you know, you got to take the good with the bad.
I have to tell you what really sucks, though, with this year. I would have thought that the Jets and Eagles would have put it in the Meadowlands because of the sports betting.
That's going to be interesting. You know, we actually attended the opening of the FanDuel Sportsbook in the Meadowlands, and you know, you walk out the door and the stadium is right there. The stadium is
hits
right
you
there.
Right in the face.
It's what is it? A mile away, and I guess they're going to provide shuttles for it. So it's going to be one hell of a tailgate.
Well, they're trying to work in everything with this in terms of online stuff, even Wi-Fi for the stadium.
Sure.
At some point, you're going to see all that, but
they finally settled the problem with the sports book is in the race book, which is closed on Sundays, and I guess they had to fix that. They didn't.
They're going to fix all
they
that.
Did.
So it's just, you know, it's going to be fun to see. Again, preseason football is preseason football, but then again,
okay. First off,
it is football.
Yeah, but no,
and it's nice to see that.
And look, I have a lot of people that work in the sports betting industry, and I never want to deny them money. But I'm telling everyone, if you're betting on preseason football, you're nuts.
Well,
nuts.
It's the same thing with fantasy.
Nuts.
Why are you doing fantasy preseason?
I don't
understand that one
names.
either. They're in for what? A cup of coffee in the first series. They're the ones that, you know, do all the work. I mean, the main players. I don't even know if you can even put a fourth quarter preseason guy into your fantasy league. You never know.
I don't even know who's playing. I don't know who's playing. So how could I bet?
Well, I just saw a report Carson Wentz may not play the preseason.
And you know what? Nick Foles didn't practice this week.
Who is their third string anyway?
Sudfeld, Nate Sudfeld.
Ah, okay, household name there.
Yeah.
So, but you know, starting out good. You know, I'm doing better than the Ohio State fans right now because they're all twisted up. That's an interesting situation there.
You know, that's one of those guys that thinks he's above the law. And by the way, Ohio State, if you go to Ohio State and Columbus, he's a god there, and I guess he's believing his press. You just can't lie about that. You can't.
You can lie about the football.
You cannot turn your back away from that important of an issue, and to do something like that and to lie on top of it is just terrible. I'm sorry, there's some crazy people that are protesting and saying Urban Meyer is really being railroaded.
Yeah,
but, you know he wasn't.
He didn't have to do that response he did, or allegedly did anyway. It's going to all come out, so we'll see.
Well, busy week, so let's take a ride on the Turnpike.
Exit 1.
And we are going to start with sports betting.
Of course.
We can't not talk about sports betting because there's a lot that happened since our last episode of Turnpike here. You had the NBA and MGM entering into their agreement for sports betting. It's the first time one of the leagues has entered into a sports betting deal. So that was
what hypocrite. I mean, let me tell you something. The NBA was less hypocritical than the a-holes at the NFL, but still, you know, you were fighting it. You're fighting against New Jersey. You're taking it to the Supreme Court. You know, you lose, and hey, let's make a deal. I mean, really? Come on.
Well, you know, it all goes back to what they wanted. You know, the phrasing everyone uses was integrity of the games. Basically, this is a sports betting data deal. The NBA is going to be their official sports data supplier.
It's stats.
Yeah, it's stats.
Okay.
It's basically all that stuff, and you're going to see the NBA logos everywhere in the sports book for MGM. So that was a nice little deal to be seen there. No one actually, I think, saw that coming. Maybe Adam Silver did.
No, after all the crap for years that the sports leagues put New Jersey through anyway.
Well,
didn't expect this.
But you had the NBA and MGM doing a deal. You also have MGM going into a joint venture with GVC Holdings, which is Ladbrokes, Sporting Bet, Coral, all those overseas, the huge online gaming markets. Not as big as the William Hills of the world here. By the way, William Hill just is planning on doing deals with 14 more states.
Wow.
So they're going to be expanding out. They're going to be aggressive. Boyd just did a deal with FanDuel Group. FanDuel is going to be providing their sports betting platforms, and I believe it's something like 10 or more properties that Boyd has throughout the country.
Sure.
So it's been a busy week for sports betting deals. You're going to see more. You just had DraftKings.
DraftKings. Congratulations to DraftKings. They are online in New Jersey. I think the first online sports book in New Jersey to go live. Congratulations to them.
So, and that's
by the way,
with resorts, Lang City.
Resorts from Lang City. And by the way, the first official sports bet online, I guess, came from Toms River, New Jersey. I think I read that somewhere. I follow Geolocator on Twitter.
GeoComply.
Sorry, GeoComply. Okay. But no, I follow them, and they had the official ruling that it was a Toms River resident that placed the first sports book in New Jersey.
Well, hopefully many more to come.
Hopefully.
Exit 2.
Staying with sports betting, we're going to the golf course. Everyone's been talking about this. It's the Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods match, made-for-TV exhibition, $10 million purse, one-on-one, and it's going to be taking place in Vegas on the Thanksgiving weekend.
I got to tell you, I'm liking Mickelson in this one because just Tiger Woods has too many injuries, and I'm liking Mickelson.
Well, is Woods even going to be able to finish the course? That's
why I like Mickelson.
They had the betting lines.
But yeah, right. You just showed me this. Woods is a favorite.
Well, they opened at a slight favorite of Woods was minus 130 favorite.
Okay,
so that's Westgate. That was what it opened up. It's probably going to change by the time they get to the point where they're going to be doing it. I mean, they even had an over/under or a betting line on which golf course was going to get it. It ended up being Shadow Creek Golf Course. They had about 4 or 5 different golf courses vying for this, and the Shadow Creek, I think, was in the middle of the pack for this.
What's it like in Vegas on Thanksgiving weekend? Is it damp? Is it chilly? Or is it really warm? Because if it's damp and chilly, that's not good for a bad back, and Tiger Woods has a bad back, and
No, but you know what? If it does affect the greens, it does,
That's
even
true.
out thing. It does equalize. It does equalize everything if it's kind of humid with the moisture on the grass. So
I may be overanalyzing this a little too much.
Now, the one thing I don't know, it's just one day, right? From what I'm reading, I don't think it's going to be a multiple-day event.
Well, has the day been settled yet? I mean, is it 23rd or 24th, or what's going on here?
It's going to be Thanksgiving weekend. That's all I know.
Hey, who has the TV rights to it?
Don't know.
Don't know? Boy, there's a lot of stuff up in the air, and it's pretty close. It's coming pretty close. It's now 3 months.
You just mentioned TV. The one thing I'm curious about, are they going to get a chunk of the TV ad revenue?
Oh, they have to. They have to.
Maybe that's going where the $10 million purse is coming from.
Sure. I'm sure that's part of it.
So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to watch. This may be one golf match I will sit down and watch from beginning to end.
And those guys are going to be doing commercials beforehand and doing their own commercials, and they're going to be sponsoring new things.
Didn't you see Mickelson's goofy
that
ad with the
dance
shirt
thing? I don't get that dance thing. What the hell he was doing?
He's a spokesman for that shirt company, the long sleeve shirt company.
Long sleeve shirt company.
Dress
and
shirt.
he was doing some type of dance while dodging golf balls. It's such a bizarre
and then
commercial.
Then in the tournament he was just in, after the commercial aired, he was doing the dance after certain holes. So, I guess he's still trying to work in the commercial aspect of his life there with that stuff.
Exit 3.
Moving from golf to baseball in Vegas. The Las Vegas 51s are no more.
I love that name, though. I love that. Area 51. That's what they were named after.
Yeah,
I think they had an alien as not a mascot, but like a logo.
Yeah, on the hats they had the little alien head and all that stuff.
That was great.
And they're no longer going to be the 51s. They're no longer a Mets affiliate.
Okay, what are they?
They haven't announced that yet. They're actually going to be announcing it, as a matter of fact, August 9th, today.
I went on record saying that was the dumbest move by the Mets to get a minor league team in Las Vegas because, if you have to call someone up, they're not like in Scranton, which is an hour away from New York City. You can't call someone up from Vegas if someone's hurt. So I thought it was absolutely stupid for the Mets to have something in Las Vegas.
Well, they're going to be announcing who their new affiliate major league team is going to be. They actually had a name the team sweepstakes.
It's going to be a crappy name.
Well, they asked all the fans to
names.
send in their suggestions for the name through social media, and they even did a random entry for a prize pack of $500 of team merchandise to whoever they picked out. They're not going to use that person's name for the team. They just picked out a random entry and gave them $500 worth of team merchandise. And this is all because they're getting a new stadium. And I've never heard of this for a minor league team. $150 million ballpark from the Howard Hughes Corporation. They're building them a brand new stadium. Wow. And let me read you some of the features of this. They're going to have 22 suites. They're going to have 22 suites.
Well, minor league. I mean, this isn't even AAA. It's
single A.
Single A.
It's single A.
Single A, 22 suites. Huh?
Actually, it might even be a low A.
Vegas.
So,
look at
but
Vegas.
They're going to have club seating. They're going to have party zones and decks, picnic tables. You got to have a kids zone now for any kind of minor league team. Bars and a pool behind the outfield wall.
Wow. So, now this is in Vegas proper, right? I don't know where this is located in Vegas. Is this off the Strip? Is it on the Strip? Is it near where the Golden Knights play, or what is this?
This is a 10,000 fan capacity stadium being built on Pavilion Center Drive near Charleston Boulevard. It's in the city.
Okay. Yeah. Well, real estate's gone to be high, but boy, wow, 22 suites.
Well, it's one of those things.
And a pool and a wow. And
see, I can understand the suites because you're in Vegas. You're going to have a lot of people coming out. You might have people coming in for visits to actually look at players and all the other scouts and other owners, all that stuff. So, it makes sense in Vegas. You're going to have something of that kind of grandiose theme to it.
Well, I'm going to check it out. Maybe I'll get a Vegas hat or shirt or something.
Well, if it's a good logo.
Yeah, if it's a good logo. But
we'll see what they come up with.
Hey, how much are the alien hats going to be worth now?
They still have them for, I believe, last time I checked it out the other day. I saw them for $17.99, $19.99. That's no, it's not.
Hey, if it's fitted, that's pretty cheap.
But it's minor league. And the one thing I like about the minor league stuff right now, MILB.com, you can actually click on some live streams and watch some of those games. So I'm curious to see exactly what they look like with the new uniforms, who their new affiliate's going to be. So we'll see what happens.
Exit 4.
Going from baseball to football now. The Alliance,
sort of.
No. This
Alliance
actually
football.
The Alliance of American Football. Charlie Ebersol and Bill Polian's group. They just released how they're going to be paying their players.
I got to tell you, just because Ebersol and Polian are involved, it gives it some legitimacy, and I'd like to take a look at it, what it's all about. But we'll see.
They came up with a contract system that has an NFL out.
What does that mean? If you get drafted by the NFL,
they're not going to block you.
Well, see, I like that. That's good.
Yeah. But right now, overall, it's an 8-team league. It's going to kick off following the Super Bowl. It's going to have a 10-game regular season, 4-team postseason. It's going to be on CBS.
See, that's big.
Yeah.
They broadcast rights already.
Yeah, and that's something the XFL does not have. That's going to be the other competing pro league out there.
Well, the XFL doesn't have Ebersol and Polian involved in it.
No, but they're also going to have their championship game on the same weekend the NFL is having their draft. That'll be an interesting little situation. See what is watched. I'm assuming it's not going to be on the first Thursday night or Friday. It's probably going to be on the last day, Saturday.
Well. First off, the first round of the draft is now on a Thursday.
That's what I'm saying. They're not going to be playing on a Thursday or Friday.
No one's going to be watching. I don't watch the draft on that Sunday. No. I mean, I could care less who the 5th or 6th round draft pick is. So I don't think there will be that much of a conflict. And
the one thing that I like, but it's going to make the XFL more attractive to other players, that the non-NFL players, I should say, it's going to be uniform player contracts. They're all going to be 3 years, and they're all going to be a total of $250,000. First year $70,000, second year $80,000, last year $100,000. So no one's going to get paid more than anybody else in this league.
It'd be interesting to see the rules of this, because I know in the NFL they're talking about eliminating the kickoff. I wonder if this is going to have a kickoff.
They're not having a kickoff either, from what I understand.
Really, no kickoffs.
So we'll see. But here's where they are going to be giving out a lot of money. Their bonus system. Player bonuses. You're going to get a bonus for winning games, being selected by the fans to fantasy teams.
Wow, really? That's pretty cool.
So that's an interesting bonus right there. Social media engagement with fans. The amount of social the
that could be dangerous. You know how many people get in trouble because they tweet something stupid? I don't know about that one.
Here's one that's self-serving for the league. Participation in marketing the league. Basically, playing is marketing the league. So I don't know exactly what they're doing with that one. Sale of players' merchandise featuring their name, likeness, and image. They're going to get a bonus for whoever sells the most.
See, I like that. That's kind of more of a partnership with the player. You know, when they're helping marketing the league, when they help market their merchandise, and they get a chunk of that. That's great. I like that.
And here's the last one is for the teams themselves. Sales of players' team merchandise. So everybody makes money. The team's going to make money depending on, where each of their players' merchandise falls.
Well, is that fair though? I mean, if they have a New York team, they're going to get more merchandise than a St. Louis team just because of the population density.
It's going to be fair for at least the first couple of years the league is in existence, because you got to have money coming in. And I think to help the team support themselves, that's a good bonus for the team. So, but that's it for the Turnpike. Anyone wants to contact the show, you can call or text us at 609-512-6510, 609-512-6510. Hit us up on Facebook or Twitter at Turnpike Sports. Email us at info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Don't forget to order your International Bikini Team calendar, info@internationalbikiniteam.org for ordering information. And also you can catch the show on iTunes, iHeartMedia, Stitcher Radio, YouTube, and anywhere good sports talk is heard.
Sounds good. Stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports. You've been hearing me talk about MyPillow and the benefits of using it to get a good night's sleep and alleviate your sore neck and back, and all the special deals you can get through our show. Now, for a limited time, when you buy one MyPillow premium pillow, you get a second one for free. That's right, free, when you use our promo code CARDS at checkout. Head on over to MyPillow.com and click on the buy one, get one free link. You can choose the size of each pillow and choose the fill of each one. You get the same 60-day money-back guarantee, the same 10-year warranty, and all MyPillow pillows are made with their patented interlocking fill. That's the buy one, get one free offer from MyPillow. Go to MyPillow.com or call 1-800-319-7913 to order by phone. Don't forget to use our promo code CARDS when checking out to take advantage of this great new offer from MyPillow. That's promo code CARDS, C-A-R-D-S. Better sleep starts with MyPillow.
Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff that will spice up your bedroom is even better. Just go to adamandeve.com and select almost any one item for 50% off, and then we'll load on. free stuff. Just enter this very exclusive code, BABE16 at checkout, and you'll get 10 tantalizing free gifts, including a sexy item for him, a special toy for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy. And for your viewing pleasure, 6 free spicy movies on DVD, plus free shipping! Always sent in discreet packaging. So go to adamandeve.com now. Get 50% off plus 10 free gifts when you enter the exclusive offer code BABE16. Again, that's BABE16. Because without it, no free stuff. That's BABE16 at adamandeve.com.
You know, ever since the U.S. Supreme Court handed down its decision lifting the national ban on sports betting, the gambling landscape of the country is changing on a daily basis. So how do you keep up with all the latest news and developments? How do you know what each state is doing? You go to the one site that has all the information you need to stay ahead of the game, and that site is usbets.com. That's usbets.com. Written by the leading experts in the gambling industry, all you'll need is one visit to usbets.com and you'll see why it's the #1 gambling magazine in the USA. With usbets.com, you'll get up-to-date information on not just the sports betting scene, but also the latest news and notes on the entire gaming industry all across the country. It's not just one state, it's all of them in one spot. Stay in the loop and stay on top of your game. Get the latest news on sports betting and gambling from the country's #1 gambling magazine. Get on over to usbets.com. That's usbets.com. Welcome back to Turnpike Sports. Before we start, I need a ruling, Doug. Will the Carolina students who got pinch selling sneakers, I guess they were Jordans, will they be part of the blotter? Because technically they didn't get arrested. I think they got suspended.
They didn't get arrested.
They can't be part of the blotter.
No, right? that was violation of team rules.
That was
and NCAA rules. So that's yeah. I don't even
Jordans.
That's
selling Jordans.
It's right up there with what's his name, Eli Manning, getting in trouble selling his team jerseys and all that stuff.
For God's sake, let the kids sell the sneakers. For God's sake.
Well, they were given the sneakers, so they're flipping them.
They're flipping them, huh?
Yeah. So it's crazy stuff.
Oh, but before we get to the actual Turnpike Sports Police blotter, we have an update on one of the prior entries of the blotter.
We had
Charles Oakley.
Charles Oakley was arrested in Vegas for...
He was pulling back a chip.
He pulled back a $100 chip off the blackjack table.
When he knew he was going to lose.
He was
I don't know if it was blackjack.
They said it was blackjack.
It was blackjack?
It was after the blackjack hand was dealt. He lost the hand, and he pulled back one of his $100 chips. Yeah, so. It was caught on security cameras, everything else.
And this was Cosmopolitan, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And, they did the big to-do about all the evidence will bear out his innocence, all that stuff. He, pled guilty to a misdemeanor charge. So, obviously, the videotape actually, bore out the fact that he pulled his chip back. But he accepted a misdemeanor charge, $1,000 fine. He's got the, the trespass notice that casinos give out?
Yeah, well, basically says you cannot go onto the property of the casino or else you will be deemed a trespasser. Police will be called and you will be escorted off the property. I wonder if that violates a parole or if that plea agreement or something like that. But whatever, he can't go on to the Cosmopolitan property.
Well, going back to what you just said about whether or not it's a violation of parole, it's
not parole.
I don't know. I don't know if it rises to a misdemeanor or a felony.
I don't know.
Usually, parole gets violated for a felony, not for a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
But
it might violate a plea agreement that he had.
But you know what? I wish Oakley would stop getting in trouble on both coasts now. He did it in the arena in Madison Square Garden, New York. Now he did it in Vegas. I don't know where he can go without getting in trouble. Maybe if he goes to Chicago, he's even keel.
Has a rough year. What a rough year. Oh, well, that was our update, but that's not the official Turnpike Sports Police blotter. It's coming up right now. And as always, the Turnpike Sports Police blotter is brought to you by Bean Genius. Over 2,000 specialty blends of coffee available at your fingertips at beangenius.com. Have some of the best coffee in the country delivered right to your door each month when you subscribe to Bean Genius. And now get 10% off of your subscription when you sign up at beangenius.com using our promo code PIKE at checkout. That's PIKE at checkout. Bean Genius, the smart specialty coffee subscription service.
We're going to go north of the border for this first entry.
Oh, Canada.
Canada.
Hockey player?
No, a CFL player.
Oh, okay.
Saskatchewan Roughriders. And this is interesting because Saskatchewan seems to be having trouble with their players.
Really?
This is the second guy dismissed from the team in 2 years.
I am so not connected with the CFL.
I didn't even know, and I'll get into this because there's something from the commissioner which is interesting. This guy, running back Jerome Massam, charged with voyeurism.
Whoa, okay.
This is from an incident 2 years ago, as a matter of fact. This is just coming to the light right now. Basically, he videotaped somebody having sex without their permission. He wasn't involved in the act. Wow. He was videotaping it. And in Canada, it's against the law to release, to videotape even a consensual sexual encounter. So that's why it's a voyeurism charge.
So now, does the CFL have, like the NFL, have a morals clause or a personal conduct policy that they suspend them for something? Or I don't know the inner workings of the CFL.
Well, they went a step further here.
Oh.
Not only did Saskatchewan dismiss him from the team.
Oh, so he's off. That's team.
He's off the team. The commissioner of the league informed all the teams in the league that they will not register any contracts with this guy if they try and sign him.
Wow.
For the foreseeable future.
So, wow, they blackballed him.
They basically blackballed him. And like I said, this is the second time the Rough Riders have gotten rid of a player for a incident with the law.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'm curious to see if he... we just talked about another football league that's, the Alliance Football or something. I don't even know.
The American Alliance. The Alliance of American Football.
So you got that. You got the XFL. You got the
honestly,
you got
with
arena football. I wonder if he'll show up somewhere.
Well, with who's in charge of the awful league, AAFL. Awful.
Really?
They got to change that.
They didn't think that one through.
I don't see Polian or Ebersol actually going after this guy anyway.
Well, I hope not.
I see the XFL doing it.
Well, who knows? XFL, you got Arena Football League. You don't know.
Well, Arena Football League is an offshoot of the NFL. I don't see the NFL touching this guy right now either. So, but it's interesting just because I never saw a commissioner issue that kind of statement before.
Wow.
So basically, this kid was blackballed from the CFL.
Wow.
Moving down to Arkansas. University of Arkansas defensive back Ryder Lucas was arrested and charged with driving while intoxicated and careless prohibited driving.
I don't know what that last part means.
I don't know what the prohibited means. I don't know what the prohibited means, but he was being careless. Allegedly, he was pulled over after the police saw him cross the center lane and almost hit the concrete structure of a bridge.
Wow.
So he was driving all over the place. He got pulled over, and they were doing the traffic stop. He smelled of alcohol.
You know what's scary about that report is he could have gone over a bridge.
No. He was going into the abutment of the bridge.
Well, there was a bridge involved,
yes.
Which means he
wasn't on the bridge.
Which means there's going to be a drop somewhere. He was in the vicinity of a bridge, so that could have been a drop somewhere.
He smelled of alcohol. He admitted to the police that he had been drinking whiskey, turned around, grabbed the bottle out of the back seat, and showed it to the police.
Wow.
And he blew a .09 on the blood alcohol content, the breathalyzer, and he also failed 3 other sobriety tests.
Yeah, I'm sure. Arkansas, you said?
Yeah.
So I wonder if they have an open container law, because showing the bottle itself probably isn't against the law if there's an open container law, but you can't be drunk or acting like an idiot.
He was sober enough to actually turn around and give the officers the open bottle of whiskey. I don't even understand why he even that.
Yeah, he sounds like he was drunk to me.
Yes.
See, newsflash: people do dumb things while they're drunk.
Well, now we're getting into another intoxication situation with the University of Iowa offensive lineman Tristan Wirfs. He was arrested and charged with operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated. Now, you want to take a guess at what type of motor vehicle?
Iowa? I'm thinking an old 1973 pickup truck.
You would be completely wrong.
Really?
He was pulled over.
Sorry, Iowa. I was stereotyping you.
He was pulled over with two other people riding a motor scooter.
You mean like a moped?
Yeah.
All right.
All three of them were
all
on
three
one,
people were on one
moped.
Okay.
Laughing, yelling, drawing attention to themselves, driving all over the place. And this is almost 2 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning.
Wow.
So they pulled him over. They this guy, Wirfs, had his bar wristband still on as he's driving the motor scooter.
What an idiot.
Yep. They all smelled of alcohol, glassy, watery eyes, and he said he only had a couple of alcohol beverages that night.
So he's just naturally stupid to get on a moped with two other people.
Well,
no, he wasn't drunk. I'm just stupid.
The .129 BAC tells you he had more than just a couple. So,
and he's an offensive lineman, so you know how much he had to drink to blow that big of a.
He's a big kid too.
Wow.
Yeah, no, he's a big kid. So, but I don't know anything about motor scootering in the middle of the night with people. I've never even thought of doing that. Never even heard of that. But I guess they do that in Ohio. Or Iowa, I should say. So that is it for the blotter. I know one other thing we can talk about is the Rutgers football situation with the kids being dismissed from the team or suspended for the credit card fraud. That's an ongoing investigation.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what's going on there. I think that's in court right now, so...
yeah, it's an ongoing investigation.
We'll report on that soon.
There are 6 players not at camp for the Scarlet Knights.
Weren't there 8 involved, but 6
were... Two were dismissed about 2 months ago.
Okay, and 6
are now off the team right now. Technically still on the team, but they weren't listed as members of the team when the season started here. So we'll see what happens with that. That's it for the blotter this week. Please visit our sponsor, BeanGenius.com. Go to their subscription page, sign up for a subscription, and receive 10% off when you use our promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E.
And stick around with my interview with Duncan McIntyre. He is the creator of something called Fans Unite. It's a site that combines sports betting, cryptocurrency, and social media. It's an amazing site, and he's an interesting guest. Stick around. That's Duncan McIntyre from Fans Unite.
Blockchain technology.
Cryptocurrency
with sports betting and social media. And they're coming out at a perfect time with all the sports betting splashing all across the United States. So
perfect timing.
Stick around for more Turnpike Sports.
Join the best and the brightest of the esports industry at the Luxor Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas on September 5th and 6th for the 2nd Annual Casino Esports Conference brought to you by Fox Marketing. This 2-day hands-on event will provide the most direct and informative connection for gaming establishments looking to incorporate the esports gaming world into their properties. The Casino Esports Conference will not only educate but actually facilitate your casino's move into the esports industry. Panels include experts discussing wagering, mobile social gaming, the latest technology, and much, much more. Attendees can participate in the Esports Expo and gain tools to implement changes immediately. You can even meet with the esports tournament organizers to explore partnerships to run esports events at your casino or gaming property. Don't wait. Head on over to casinoesportconf.com and register today to attend this exciting and unique look at the esports industry. The 2nd Annual Casino Esports Conference, September 5th and the 6th at the Luxor Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. It's one event you can't afford to miss.
We'll get right back to the show, but I want to take a minute to talk to you about Bean Genius. How would you like your coffee delivered right to your door every month, maybe 2 times a month? Well, now that can happen with Bean Genius. Bean Genius sells freshly roasted coffee from some of the best independent coffee roasters in the country at beangenius.com. And Bean Genius actually learns their customers' individual taste preferences, then suggests future coffee blends for them. Well, how do they do that? Well, this is the cool thing about Bean Genius. Over at beangenius.com, they use an algorithm which learns the coffee flavors you like and then pairs up what you like with the coffee that they have in stock. And it's all based upon you. Every time you order, the system learns. The system learns your preferences as you go along and order more and more coffee. And now, all our listeners at Turnpike Sports can get a special offer. You head on over to beangenius.com/subscription, and you'll be able to get 10% off your purchase when you use our promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E, at checkout. That's 10% off at beangenius.com/subscription with promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. beangenius.com, the smart specialty coffee subscription service.
You've been hearing me talk about MyPillow and the benefits of using it to get a good night's sleep and alleviate your sore neck and back, and special deals you can get through our show. Now, for a limited time, when you buy one MyPillow premium pillow, you can get a second one for free. That's right, free, when you use our promo code CARDS at checkout. Head on over to MyPillow.com and click on the buy one, get one free link. You can choose the size of each pillow and choose the fill of each one. You get the same 60-day money-back guarantee, the same 10-year warranty, and all MyPillow pillows are made with their patented interlocking fill. That's the buy one, get one free offer from MyPillow. Go to MyPillow.com or call 1-800-319-7913 to order by phone. Don't forget to use our promo code CARDS when checking out to take advantage of this great new offer from MyPillow. That's promo code CARDS, C-A-R-D-S. Better sleep starts with MyPillow. Welcome back to Turnpike Sports. You know, on the radio show, we love bringing you new and interesting projects, and with sports betting and cryptocurrency being in the news, our next guest's business seemed to be hitting the market at just the right time. His name is Duncan McIntyre. Duncan is a practicing blockchain and digital asset lawyer and investor, and he has created something great called Fans Unite, and he's on the phone to talk to us all about it right now. Duncan, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to have me on the show.
Oh, hey, the pleasure's all mine. And you have come up with something really interesting in Fans Unite. For those who don't know, what is Fans Unite?
Well, what Fans Unite is we're building a protocol for sports betting and sports data applications on the Ethereum blockchain. Now, I know those are a bunch of words that not necessarily everyone knows, but basically we're allowing for sports betting applications, betting exchanges, daily fantasy applications, all to build on top of our protocol and pass on significant cost savings to their users.
Yeah, how did you come up with this concept? Did you see that there were issues with other betting sites, or did you see something that these sites weren't providing to its customers? How did this idea come about?
You know, the idea has been a long time in the making. Really, my co-founder and I, Darius Agdami, we've been in the sports betting industry for about 10 plus years each now. And we always knew there was an issue of transparency, whether that came from touts and sports handicappers or just centralized entities having the ability to cancel wagers. I mean, me, myself, I've been limited at sports books. I've had wagers incorrectly canceled, and those types of things we weren't fans of. So we tried to come up with a method to see if we can be more transparent, allow for automatic execution of wagers, and really take control away from centralized parties and instead allow sports bettors to have control of their own data.
Tell me about the social interaction aspect of Fans Unite. How does Fans Unite use social media to benefit their users?
Well, what we do is we allow our users to have social profiles that they would on normal social media websites, while also having the ability to message and interact with other users. Basically, we just want to encourage collaboration and also increase a sentiment of virality so that users can recruit other people to become part of the profile platform and be rewarded for that.
Now, you mentioned it before that Fans Unite utilizes blockchain technology, and you said it, for a lot of people, that's some new terminology. What do you mean when we talk about blockchain technology? Yeah,
the simplest way that I describe blockchain is basically it's just a distributed database. So usually you have companies that have their own in-house database. Those can be subject to hacks if somebody breaks into that company's servers. But basically a distributed database just has a small copy that's encrypted on a bunch of different computers, or we call them nodes. That basically makes it much more secure and harder to break into. So basically your data is then a lot more secure than it would be on a centralized counterpart.
You know, what you're doing is so creative and so unique. How do you see blockchain changing the sports betting world?
Yeah, it's a great question. One way that blockchain we feel is really going to change the sports betting industry is through the transparent recording of transactions, which will be publicly accessible. I mean, everyone's aware of the recent decision by the U.S. Supreme Court that ruled PASPA as unconstitutional in May of this year. So basically that's allowed some states to enact legislation that allows for sports betting. So we really feel like this is going to result in the formation of an increase in duties for gaming authorities. Basically, they're going to have to audit all these sports books and operators. So if you record this data on the blockchain on its distributed database, that means that regulators don't have to rely on a centralized sportsbook to provide a sample audit of transactions. And instead, these gaming authorities can just look up the data themselves and ensure everything's compliant. But for the bettors, the use of blockchain technology really changes the game. So blockchain allows for the use of these things called smart contracts, which basically just ensure that a transaction automatically executes as intended. So there's no worry of a sportsbook potentially voiding a bet or not paying out for any reason at all. The smart contract just automatically executes. So what we're doing at Fans Unite is we're incorporating these features, but also ensuring that a wager is resolved by consensus through our Oracle network of data providers. So instead of a sportsbook resolving the event themselves, individuals or companies can provide the data and resolve the event so that it's taken out of the hands of the centralized party. This results in significant cost savings for operators because they don't have to use a payment processor. They don't need to use smart contracts. They use smart contracts instead. They don't have to pay for data feeds. Instead, they use the Oracle network. These savings can be passed right on to the consumer, and that's what we're doing at Fans Unite.
When do you think the mainstream betting outfits will adopt blockchain? Or do you think they even want to adopt blockchain?
Yeah, I think a lot of these companies are a little hesitant to dive fully into blockchain yet, but I'm a really big believer that 2 to 3 years from now, we're going to have mainstream adoption of blockchain. I think cryptocurrencies or digital assets that I prefer to call them, they're going to have the same use as traditional payment currencies, but with increased utility. I really believe that any small to medium-sized asset or company is going to be tokenized in the future, allowing for increased liquidity. For example, if you have an expensive painting, that's a really small market of people who will potentially buy that. However, if you tokenize it and make it affordable for thousands of people to own a small or a large portion of the same painting, that's a big market that all of a sudden you can tap into to buy or sell this digital asset. So at Fans Unite, we're just at the forefront of this movement in the sports betting and sports data industries.
You know, as I said in the opening, you can't pick up a newspaper or watch TV and not see the news about sports betting. However, you know, there's a lot of people who have a lot of trust issues in the sports betting process. How is Fans Unite addressing those issues?
Yeah, I mean, that's a major issue for us, and it kind of the foundation of what Fans Unite is built upon is bringing increased transparency and actually allowing for what we call trustless betting. So you don't have to trust anyone. The code automatically executes. It's publicly viewable. It's auditable by professionals. They can see exactly what the code says. And then, like I said, the event is resolved by our network of oracles. So you're not relying on a sportsbook to provide the correct data and resolve the game. Everything's trustless, automatically happens. You know you're going to get paid out as the transaction was entered into.
You know, I got a whole bunch of information on Fans Unite, and every time I keep reading about it, it just seems such a great idea. The one great thing I read about it is your tipster verification system that you have at Fans Unite. How can users of the website take advantage of that aspect of the site?
Yeah, that kind of builds on a previous iteration of Fans Unite where we really wanted to try and eliminate the sports handicapping or sports touting service, because we found that a lot of these people basically just post their records. They're kind of in charge of what they're showing. Maybe they've won 5 in a row, but they don't showcase the last 20 that they maybe don't have a positive record. So basically Fans Unite allows for users to input their betting data, recorded on the Fans Unite servers, and then it can be independently verified by a third party, which in this instance was us. So all these different users of the platform know that the data that's entered into is correct and that these touts or tipsters actually have accurate data showcasing their records.
Tell us about your pick tracking software, because I think that is something that could really benefit the users of Fans Unite.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to not only benefit existing users, but also users of the protocol and sportsbook. Basically, the pick tracker allows independent users to identify their strengths and weaknesses and really drill down where they're winning or losing money. You can really even go as focused as when the New York Giants are on the road, but they're the favorite. How do you do in that situation? What about if it's a Sunday night game or a Thursday night game? And you can really break down your record and identify your ROI in those instances, as well as your variability, which is also something you want to try and minimize as much as possible.
I saw another thing that separates Fans Unite, and you mentioned it before. It separates it from other sites. The betting fees are absolutely completely different. How does Fans Unite reduce the betting fees that you would typically see with a traditional site?
Yeah, great question. So with Fans Unite, like I said, our focus is kind of just allowing things to execute automatically. So we don't use payment processors. We use smart contracts. We don't pay for data feeds. We use a network of oracles that provide the necessary data, and we pass those savings on directly to consumers. So we have a historically low 1% margin at Fans Unite that a traditional sportsbook simply cannot offer. The other big thing is we don't have the same overhead of these sportsbooks. They have rooms full of mathematicians and statisticians, and we use machine learning instead. So our guys basically allow a computer and the necessary processors to do the work of hundreds of PhD students.
I found it interesting that Fan Unite also incorporates the esports market. Do you think that's a bigger emerging market in the coming years?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's already noted as the fastest growing betting market in the world. And right now on fansunite.com, which will soon migrate to FansUnite or social.fansunite.com, I think it's our fourth biggest market already. So this is something that we're very aware of. We know it's growing. We know it's coming quickly, and we're going to continue to cater to it.
I live in New Jersey, and the other week, the first real money online sportsbook went live for those located in the state of New Jersey. Where do you see the market going, and how do you think Fans Unite will fit into that market?
Yeah, right now I think you're seeing regulators in these different states really try and ensure that they're taking their cut of the fees. That's why you see things like Meadowlands Casino in New Jersey, which recently offered sports betting, have these ludicrously high margins. Yeah. Now, no real serious sports bettor is going to ever use that, but they're trying to take their cut right now. So I think eventually these states will realize that that's not the way to go. They'll open it up a little bit more, and you're going to see some of the traditional sports books and companies like Fans Unite enter into these legislated grounds and offer the reduced margin offerings to the public.
How do you plan to deal with things like the NFL licensing fees that they're asking for? I guess they're calling them the integrity fees, or the state fees as states create their own gaming framework.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting. I mean, we've heard murmurings from the NBA, the NHL, and the NFL, like you said there, about them wanting their integrity fees. Honestly, at Fans Unite, we're eager to work with them. We're willing to pay them the integrity fee. We just want to ensure that sports betting is done with integrity. There's the appropriate overview from regulatory bodies, and everything is done in a compliant and transparent manner. I don't think other traditional sports books can afford to pay that integrity fee just because their overhead is so high already. That would be a massive cut into their profits. At Fans Unite, we're willing to do that as long as it boosts volume on the protocol. And like I said, everything's done compliant and transparently.
So walk us through this. How do I get involved in the Fans Unite community? Where do I go on the web? And what do I see when I go to your website?
Yeah, you need to go to fansunite.com, and there you'll be able to find any information on our Fans Unite protocol, our Fans Unite Sportsbook, which will be released soon. And basically, you can just stay up to date. The other channels to follow us on are on Twitter, on Telegram. Telegram's our main communication channel. And we'll send updates on those channels as well as our website, email list, let everyone know how progress is coming and when they can expect the release of the protocol and the application, which we're looking for Q4 of this year.
And as I said in the introduction, cryptocurrency is involved. Is that correct?
Yes, that is. So we're going to be using our own token, the Fans Unite token, which basically will be the mechanism through which oracles will be able to provide data. And the other big thing is it's going to allow for governance of the protocol. So we're big believers in open source code here. We want, like I said, do everything as transparently as possible. So holders of the Fans Unite token will be able to have governance say in the future progress of the protocol as well.
You know, cryptocurrency, like I said, is a hot topic for investors as well. What is your best advice you can give people if they want to invest in an ICO?
Yeah, so if you're going to contribute to a regulatory compliant token sale, it's the same as investing in general as if you were going to invest in stocks. You got to look at the team, their track record, their advisors, the product. Are they trying to comply with or skirt around laws, which obviously is a big thing with cryptocurrency as well. So at Fans Unite, we've recently closed an equity financing of $4.5 million. Our management team have each been in the sporting industry for over a decade. Our advisors are upper-tier veterans in the betting, blockchain, and venture capital markets. We've also spent over a year ensuring that we're doing everything compliant with applicable legislation.
So what's next for Fans Unite right now? What do you have planned in the future when it comes to Fans Unite?
We have two very big partnerships that we're extremely excited to announce, which we'll be releasing more information about in the next week or two, and also the future completion of our protocol and sportsbook, which should be ready in Q4 of this year. That will allow other applications, like I said, sportsbooks or betting exchanges or daily fantasy applications to be built on top of the protocol and to really benefit from this decentralized approach.
Duncan, we're running out of time, but I want to give you the opportunity to tell people how to get involved with Fans Unite and start reaping the benefits of what I think is an amazing project.
No, thank you so much for the kind words. Go to fansunite.com, sign up to our email list, check us out on Telegram and Twitter. We'll be constantly updating. There's big news and big noise coming from the Fans Unite team soon.
Sounds great. I can't wait. Duncan McIntyre, co-founder and chief operating officer of Fans Unite, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.
Well, I think that'll about do it for us for Turnpike Sports. See you next time, and we'll see you again on the Turnpike.